He's one of our favorite guests of all time. We welcome back the one and only Stephen Tobolowsky. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing very good, Helen. How are you doing?
I've only got 2 more sleeps, so it's very exciting. Wednesday is my last Wednesday. 2 more shows after this. It's crazy. I cannot believe it's happening, honestly.
It's nuts. It's nuts. And do you think you're going to have post-show kind of flashbacks like people who've been in Vietnam?
Yeah, I think so. I think it might be one of those where I'll wake up saying, we'll be right back after this. Coming up today on AM Northwest. I say that in my sleep. Today on AM Northwest. Oh, okay. That kind of thing, you know. But it's going to be fine. How are your grandkids doing, by the way?
Oh, grandkids are doing good. We've had lots of Dior time.
Oh.
And Ember's going through that sickness. There they are.
So cute.
Now, Ember is going through the sickness phase that all children seem to go through. So she's constantly contagious.
Oh, no.
So we kind of, she has colds. But Dior has been, because of that, Dior has been spending the night with Ann and me.
Oh.
And Dior has been getting cooking lessons again from Ann, which is a terrific bonus, because that means Ann's going to be cooking even more than she usually cooks.
Okay, so I remember the bread phase, and then there was a cinnamon roll phase,
Yes.
and then you had the honey too, right? So
We have the honey too, yeah.
yeah. Okay, so what is she cooking up these days? Is she cooking up more cinnamon rolls?
Cookies.
Cookies.
Lots of cookies.
Lots of cookies.
And that's okay because, I can eat so many of those. And a lot of times in a relationship, people don't talk about this, but a lot of times in a relationship, the husband is the human garbage disposal. So the wife does all the work cooking everything, and then she'll always say, I don't want any leftovers. I don't want to put this in the fridge. Stephen, could you take care of this? So,
You're doing your good husbandly duty. You're doing what she wants you to do.
I didn't know this was part of the marriage vows. I didn't know.
Okay, I mentioned this on, I can't remember if it was Facebook or Instagram, but I love that picture that you posted of the 2 of you. It is so beautiful. It's this black and white shot. Isn't that gorgeous?
Can you believe that? It looks like it's some kind of fake shot.
Yeah.
But David Chin shot that. And I think Ann and I was coming to do a show, I think in Seattle.
Okay.
And I think it was the first show I was going to do of the Tobolowsky Files where I do my stories.
Right.
And so Annie came with me and then David, I had no idea he was this great photographer.
Is he a friend of yours?
Yeah, he is the guy who called me up on the phone and said, do you want to do a podcast of your stories?
Yeah.
And I'll record it and we'll put it out. And then it ended up on NPR and ended up on stations all around the world.
Awesome.
We just came back from Australia, and people said, "Oh, I've been listening to your podcast."
Wow.
So it is the modern age where the voice, because of David Chin. Now, David has moved from Seattle to Portugal.
Oh, wow. Why do I have so many friends moving to Portugal?
Well, they say that it is the most like the United States of any country, and they're very tolerant to foreigners.
Yeah.
So we'll see how tolerant they are.
We'll see after a few years. Okay, I love your stories. They're always incredible. There's one I heard recently, and it's something about your connection with Radiohead. And that story,
God.
I've got to hear. I thought I'd heard all your stories, but I haven't.
No. Now, somebody came up to me at a party, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and said, I heard this on the radio. Is this true?
Yeah.
And it is a true story. When I was in college, we had a movement teacher, and we went out and we did this touchy-feely thing out by the lake. And all the people in the class were all sitting in a circle and holding hands. And the teacher was saying, now go and say the first thing that comes through your mind. Uh-huh. So remember, I'm a sophomore now in college.
Okay.
So it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And so people are going around in the circle and they go like, Hobbit, Hobbit, Gandalf, cool, far out, dig it. You know, they were just saying nothing.
Yeah.
And then I'm holding my hand and I see this light kind of in the back of my head and I hear this sound in my ears and I just open my mouth and say, when it comes to me, to my teacher, to my new teacher, I get the idea you're not who you say you are.
Oh.
I get the idea that you have an assumed name and your initials are J.K. And everybody was very quiet. Then the next person goes, Hobbit, Hobbit, Gandalf, dig it, far out, get high. So that was it. So sophomore, we're all leaving the lake and going home. And this hand comes out of the darkness and it's my teacher, pulls me and he says, why did you say what you said?
Yeah.
And I said, well, I just did what you told me. I just heard this sound in my head and I saw this flash of light. And so he says, because it's true.
Wow.
It's all true.
Wow.
I have an assumed name and my initials are JK. And I ask you again, how did you know that?
Yeah.
So anyway, at this particular time, I was courting this young girl named Beth, who would turn out to be Beth Henley, who would turn out to be the Pulitzer Prize winner for Crimes of the Heart. We ended up living together for 16 years.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is how the romance started. I told Beth this story when she was a freshman, and she says, do it to me. So I held her hand and I just said, I heard this sound in my head and I said the first things, and she says, we are going to make a fortune. You know, we could charge people 25 cents. We could charge $1 for you to do this. So I did this and Beth and I ended up collecting $16 from my ESP experiments of hearing tones from people and telling them about themselves. And unfortunately, most of the time it turned out to be true.
Oh.
Later in our lives, when we were together, Beth had won the Pulitzer Prize, and David Byrne of the Talking Heads wanted Beth and I to write a screenplay for his new movie.
Yeah.
And so Beth was saying, you know, she'll do the character scenes and I'll do the plot scenes. And she said, it'll be easy because Stephen, tell your story because it's an incredibly true story about you and the tone. So I told David Byrne the story I just told you. And so about 3 days later, I'm driving up to the house and there's a knock on my car window at a stop sign, and it's David Byrne on a bicycle. And he says, Stephen, we got to go back to your house. I want you to hear something. So we go back to our house. I sit down. David pulls out his guitar, sits on our little couch, and plays this song called Radiohead. Radiohead, I'm picking up something good. He says, so I took that, I turned that, can I use this as a song in the movie? So that became a song in True Stories that Beth and I wrote for David. And then this group in England, I guess, called On a Friday was their name. They liked the song and they changed their name from On a Friday to Radiohead.
Wow.
And so that group got their name from David Byrne, who got it from this weird psychic thing that happened to me when I was a sophomore and that brought Beth and I together.
Wow.
And we made $16 off of it.
And there you have it. Okay, wait. Stephen, can you hang out for a little bit? We have to take a break. Can you hang out? We can chat a little bit more. All right, we'll be right back.
Absolutely.
With AM Northwest and Stephen Tobolowsky. Happy music on this Wednesday. Welcome back to AM Northwest. We're back with actor and author Stephen Tobolowsky. You are always so much fun to talk with. Okay, let's continue this a little bit. I know your birthday's coming up, but on when your wife Annie had a surprise birthday party, did something happen not that long ago? Speaking of reading minds, no?
The witch?
She had a surprise birthday party. Annie had a surprise birthday party.
Is this? This was not recently. This was. If this is the story you're telling. Oh God, this is the end of my ESP story. Oh gosh, this is tragedy hell. So anyway, Anne has always joked me about my ESP.
Right.
And and I said, and she says, you know, can you guess what my birthday present is to you?
Oh.
And I'm going like, oh, okay. So I get this thing in my head. I said, I'm going to prove to you that this is absolutely BS. You
Yeah.
don't have to worry. The ESP thing is over. It's all done. It's too ridiculous. So I wrote down on a piece of paper that you are going to take me to downtown Los Angeles to Disney Hall, the concert hall, and there I'm going to play on the grand piano on stage in Disney Hall. That is going to be my birthday present.
Yeah.
So I write this down. I put it in an envelope, fold it up, put it on her desk. And so she said, well, I thought for my present, what we would do is I found a really nice restaurant we could go eat, and we'll just go eat. It's kind of toward downtown. Do you want to drive? And I go, sure. So we start to drive to this She said, well, the restaurant's right across from the concert hall, from Disney Hall. You know, we could park in the garage underneath Disney Hall and just walk across the street to the restaurant. So we do this, and I'm going like, and we go and have dinner, and she says, you know, just a second. Let's see if Disney Hall's open now.
Oh my gosh.
And we go there, and there's a man standing at the door, and he opens the door to Disney Hall and goes, and Stephen, welcome. So we come in. There is Robert Brinkman, my buddy, my friend, who did Stephen Tobolowsky's birthday party, who filmed.
Oh, yeah, that was great. Yeah, that was great.
He has a satchel filled with my piano music.
Oh, wow.
Now I'm going like, no. They open the doors to Disney Hall, and there is the grand piano at the center of the stage of Disney Hall.
Yeah.
And Ann said, your birthday present is that you're going to play the grand piano in Disney Hall. And they come up and they hand me my Mozart, they hand me my Beethoven, and I go up there and sit there going like, I'm going to be murdered when I get home. And it was very close, Helen. The line between amazement and murder is so close with
You
Ann
know,
Hearn.
I reach that line with my husband all the time, so I get it.
Yeah. I go and I play for about 45 minutes on stage at
And there's
Disney
an audience
Hall.
there?
No, God, no.
Oh, I was like,
God,
oh,
no.
okay.
But the thing that was amazing is when you play on stage, you hear every note repeat off of the back wall. You hear the sound is so incredible when you play. I'll never forget it in my life. So I played like a Beethoven sonata, and I played a little Mozart, I played a little Chopin, and then we ran out of there, and I'm going like, I'm going to get killed when I get home. Ann got home and said, now I can't wait to open the envelope and see what you...
Oh, no.
And she's opening it up, and I see her face go to something like a Hitchcock movie. It's like... You've been reading, you've been spying on my computer. I go, no, baby, I'm sorry. No, that's just what I'm sorry. It's done. My ESP is done. I'm not going to do the ESP anymore. It's just going to get me in trouble from now on. So, but that was the end of my ESP thing. It was terrifying.
Is it something that you have to hold someone's hand, or you can just take time and you think about it? Is that how that works?
It's like I would hear this tone in my head.
If you focus on it.
If I just think very lightly about it.
Wow.
I would hear not concentrate on it, but just a tone in my head like, and then the tone it's so silly to talk about. Then the tone translates into words.
Okay.
And I don't question what the words are. I just write the words down as they come to me. And then if it makes sense, you know, I say, well, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes it does. But then, of course, what's the probability of that? I have to say, the Radiohead thing was weird.
Yeah.
And I have to say the piano at Disney Hall was weird because those were both off the charts weird. But I use those, you know, sometimes with the kids and with Ann and with
Okay. I know you're not retired, but can you give me some advice? Or maybe, you know, work your ESP and tell me what you see in my retirement life.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Who do you have in your family?
Oh, let's see. I've got a niece and nephew up in Seattle. That's my goal, to go up there and see them. My husband, my brothers.
I saw that you are going to play the piano at Disney Hall. I think what the main thing I saw is you are going to have a big surprise when you get to your family time.
Okay.
You're going to have amazing family time. It's going to be filled with joy, and there's going to be one really big surprise.
Okay. Oh, I can't wait. All right.
Yeah.
Stephen, can I just tell you, you have always, speaking of joy, have always been such a joy to talk with. I ask you one question and it goes forever, and it's the best. It's the best. So entertaining. Anyway, hugs to you. I'm giving you a big hug through the screen, okay?
I love you, and thank you for all the years. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for all the years. All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.